Welcome to Kenya, where the wildlife is wild and the billionaires are even wilder. Today, we're diving deep into the luxurious lives of Kenya's richest and most powerful. But don't let all that glitz and glamour fool you. Being a billionaire in Kenya comes with its fair share of challenges and controversies. Take Daniel Moi, for instance. This Kenyan legend had a long presidential reign of 24 years. But what really made him stand out? His mind-blowing fortune of $3 billion. That's what. Which is enough to buy his own country, or at least a small island or two. So how did the Moi family rake in all that cash? Well, let's just say they didn't stick to just one industry. They invested in everything from agriculture to tourism, and each venture seemed to be more profitable than the last. With all that wealth constantly pouring in, the Mois could blow their noses with dollar bills, spending them on whatever they could get their paws on. And boy, did they do just that. Private jets, mansions, yachts, you name it, they had it all. Although he came from humble beginnings, Daniel Moi demanded to have a seat reserved for him 24/7 in his small two-bedroom childhood home. Moi's house may have been humble, but his ego certainly was not. The official Kenyan State House in Nairobi is where he spent most of his professional life. This building may have been built in 1907 when Kenya was still under British rule, but it still manages to fit right into the cookie-cutter mold of government buildings around the world. White columns, white walls, and a hefty price tag to match. Rumor has it that this house cost a huge sum, with millions more thrown in for recent renovations. Who needs fancy art pieces or luxurious furnishings when you can have giant white columns, right? And it looks like he had quite the upgrade in retirement with his ultra-secretive Cabernet Gardens residence in Nairobi, with gray stonework that looks fancier than the US Capitol. This pad is giving us major envy. And don't even get us started on those walking paths, perfect for those Instagram-worthy shots. As for the interior, it seems like our friend went for a surprisingly simple look with some puffy reclining chairs and a mismatched wall and carpet combo. I guess when you're retired, you don't need all that luxurious furniture, just a comfy spot to chillax in. Unfortunately, it seems like the only time anyone got a really good look at this family home was at Daniel's funeral. Lots of important people from around the world gathered there to pay their respects to the fallen leader. But let's not forget that this guy's reputation took a hit when it was revealed that he and his family had allegedly stolen hundreds of millions of dollars during his time in office. Looks like that fortune was spread around to other family members too, including his son and fellow politician, Gideon Moi. I guess when you're in the business of stealing money, you've got to keep it in the family too. Gideon was reportedly worth over $500 million at one point, but it seems like his fortune was acquired through some pretty shady means. The family apparently owned properties in 28 different countries, including hotels and residences in South Africa and the US. Not to mention, they had a secret ranch down under in Australia, spanning over 10,000 hectares. And get this, there seem to be 3 mysterious hotels in London, a multi-million-dollar private house in Surrey, and a fancy penthouse in Knightsbridge. Looks like these guys were raking in the dough faster than you can say scandalous. But perhaps it would have been wise for them to prioritize ethical business practices over real estate investments. Because while the extent of their property holdings across the globe is impressive, it's worth noting that reports suggest they accumulated a staggering $400 million through a complex network of accounts, allegedly stolen funds. But what's even more interesting is the secret life of hidden excesses that this reveals. And do you really think they stopped at just a few fancy houses and hotels? There's probably dozens of fast cars and expensive boats out there, just waiting to be discovered. The family was even caught on camera using private planes and helicopters to jet set around the world. But the real question is, who actually owns these luxury vehicles and aircraft? Are they rented or fully owned by the family? We may never know, but we're sure it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to their extravagant lifestyle. But despite all the juicy rumors of corruption and scandal surrounding the family, they're still rolling in riches. We're talking several billion dollars worth of riches, to be exact. And peep this, they're still heavily involved in Kenyan politics, where the Moi name still carries some serious clout. It's like the saying goes, money talks, and in this case, it's still calling the shots. Yeah, ethics and morals seem to be thrown out of the window when you've got billions of dollars at your disposal. But hey, at least they're consistent, right? They're consistent in their wealth, their political power, and their knack for keeping things shady, as much as we hate to say that. Now let's move on to Chris Karubi, the Kenyan billionaire with a taste for the finer things in life. We're talking about houses that would make the Queen of England frown from being one up, fast cars that would put James Bond to shame, and all the other luxurious trimmings you can think of. Chris Karubi had the whole 9 yards of wealth and wasn't afraid to flaunt it, just like his real-life Scandi chic masterpiece of a home. This house is about as modern as it gets, and no, we don't mean a few sleek appliances and a minimalist color scheme. Nope, this place is a 750 square meter monument to the wonders of contemporary architecture. With multiple levels and bedrooms to spare, it's like a grown-up treehouse for the ultra-rich. And don't even get us started on the boxy design. This home is like a Rubik's Cube for your eyes, with aesthetic goodness in every corner. Karubi definitely knew how to keep up with the latest design trends, and his home is a testament to that. And the interior of the house is a stunning display of cream and orange, like the warm glow of a sunset on a summer evening. The rectangular design of the exterior is echoed throughout the interior, with winding staircases and even a connected pool. It comes with 5 luxurious bedrooms, each with their own terrace and balcony, to soak in the majestic views. But the master bedroom steals the show with its flowing curtains that lightly sway in the morning breeze, evoking the atmosphere of a scene from a romantic movie. And this home isn't just a pretty face, it's also eco-friendly. With solar panels covering every inch of the place, it's like the house is powered by the sun itself. Even the air conditioning in his fancy infinity pool run on solar power. Way to go being green. We can only imagine the sticker shock from the electrician when he asked for this upgrade. Though we can't say for sure how much this home costs, but we can be sure it definitely ain't cheap. With the top-of-the-line design, a 2-level pool, and green electricity, some serious money was spent here. We wouldn't be surprised if it cost more than a small island in the Pacific. But in the end, it's all about the fresh mountain air and gorgeous natural light that makes this home truly priceless. You just can't put a price tag on those things. Then there's Karubi's luxury cars. He had a Mercedes-Benz Maybach worth almost $200,000, a customized Bentley Bentayga W12 worth over $130,000, and a trusty Range Rover for casual cruising. But what's really impressive is how he personalized each one with his initials and Roman numerals to show the order of purchase. It's like he was creating his own fleet of superhero vehicles. CK1 to the rescue. And it looks like Karubi really wanted to make a difference with his philanthropy. He didn't just donate to some charity and call it a day. No, he started his own program and even gave out personalized advice to the African youth. That's a level of commitment that most billionaires can attest to. Sadly, though, it seems like he won't be able to pass on his love of Scandinavian design and personalized luxury car collection to future generations. He died in June 2021 after a long battle with colon cancer. Rest in peace, CK. Now let's take a peek into Jimmy Wenjigi's incredible lavish lifestyle. So we've got a massive house here that's trying to do some serious cultural fusion. It's got some swoopy Chinese-style roofs that make you feel like you're in the Forbidden City. But then there's this totally Mediterranean-style pool. Talk about architectural mixed messages. But hey, once you step inside, you'll probably forget about the confused exterior. The only other part of the house that really sticks with the Chinese theme is the tea room. It's tucked away in its own little pavilion, ready to transport you to a serene sanctuary of relaxation. This place screams luxury from every angle. You'd be forgiven for thinking you stumbled into a museum rather than a house. The furniture, so fancy you'd be afraid to even touch it. The chandeliers, so enormous they could probably light up an entire city block. The dining room, so regal that it looks less like a place to eat and more like a room for powerful people to intimidate their guests. You'd have to be pretty confident to sit in the center circle and not feel like a king or queen. And if you thought your basement game room was impressive, think again. This house takes crazy rich guy amenities to a whole new level. We're talking about a home theater that could double as a small cinema. Who needs to go to the movies when you can just invite all your friends over and have a private screening? And that's not even the best part. There's also a basketball court and a billiards parlor, because apparently, just watching movies isn't enough to keep billionaires entertained. Who knows what other crazy secrets this house is hiding? A private zoo? A hidden underground lair? The possibilities are endless. And speaking of secrets, apparently this house has some serious security measures in place. But what's really intriguing are the rumors of secret rooms and safe houses hidden within its walls, all reminiscent of James Bond-worthy gadgets and gizmos. Maybe there's a secret passageway behind one of those enormous chandeliers or a hidden switch in the billiards parlor that opens up a secret door. It's like a real-life game of Clue, except instead of Colonel Mustard in the library with a candlestick, it's Jimmy Wenjigi in the safe house with a pile of money. And it looks like like Jimmy Wanjigi really spared no expense when it came to building his dream home. This place has it all. It even has a secret safe house. We're surprised he didn't throw in a zoo while he was at it. But all jokes aside, this home is worth a pretty penny. It's been estimated to be worth over $10 million, and that's without even factoring in the sneaky safe house. It goes without saying that Jimmy really knows how to live like a billionaire, and spend like one too. From Jimmy Wanjigi's classic Chinese-style mansion to Chris Garupi's Scandi chic home, it's clear that these billionaires know how to live large. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be joining their ranks. But until then, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the lives of the world's wealthiest people. Thanks for watching.